Oh, hey, what's up, everybody? Let me put my camera, my mic to my face. Hello, everybody. What's up? Let's see what we're gonna go after. Let's see what the news we're gonna go do. Yeah, so the China. Yeah, so the Strait of Hormuz still closed. Was Donald Trump posting something about China? Him in Beijing. I guess something about the border patrol guy like left.
It's Netanyahu himself who has a major problem when it comes to public opinion in the United States. Look at this. Americans say they are not confident when it comes to Netanyahu and world affairs. Look at this. In 2023, the not confident percentage was 42. Up significantly, up like a rocket, up to 59%. That's a nearly 20-point movement in just 3 years' time, and now the majority of Americans say they are not confident when it comes to Bibi Netanyahu and world affairs, and we're not just talking Democrats here, we're talking the entire American public, nearly 3 in 5.
All right, well, let's talk about the partisan breakdown
well,
here,
because
like, there are two interesting stories going on at the same time.
This has been a known fact for, like, since
you might think that this might be a story of young Democrats moving
Strip,
significantly against Israel and moving against Bibi Netanyahu. But in fact, there is a twist to the numbers here. Yes, it is young Democrats, but it's actually older Democrats who are more likely to say that they're not confident when it comes to Bibi Netanyahu and world affairs. Look at this. Among Democrats under the age of 50, it's 73%. But look at this. Look among Democrats 50 years and older. It's actually larger. It's 81%. And both of these numbers...
Yeah, the thing is, like, ever since this whole conflict with Israel-Palestine, like, Israel and Netanyahu have been decreasing in the popularity. It's not people are like... Because, I don't know, like, the whole October 7th thing did kind of show a flaw that the Hamas was able to, it was able to do the biggest, like, I don't want to say, I guess, like, the biggest terrorist attack against, I don't know, the biggest terrorist attack against Israel, so I guess, I don't know what they, yeah, just, and now that, like, the Gaza Strip has been completely, well, I think it's like, I don't remember what it is. I think like 80% of the buildings are gone or something, like, it's a huge number. It's like 80% of the buildings are gone in Gaza. So they have to one day rebuild everything. Yeah.
Are up significantly from where they were in 2023, but it's actually older Democrats leading the charge, many of whom are not on social media.
Yeah, and again, just to point out here, this is not confident in
This is not confident. They are not confident in Bibi Netanyahu.
Hey, let's talk about Republicans, too, because it's interesting, sort of the dichotomy we see here.
Yeah, okay, so, you know, I said you might have expected younger Democrats to be leading the charge and not being confident in Bibi Netanyahu, but in fact it was older Democrats. But look at the reverse here. Look among Republicans, because here there is a massive age split. And look at this. Republicans who are not confident in Bibi Netanyahu. Look at this. Younger Republicans, nearly 3 in 5, we're talking 58% compared to 30% of Republicans who are 50 and older. This, to me, is so fascinating because there is a massive age split within the Republican Party when it comes to Bibi Netanyahu and when it comes, of course, to Israel as well. And this, to me, is going to be very interesting in the years to come, especially as we enter the 2028 primary season, where we're seeing this massive split within the Republican Party on Israel. And
Netanyahu and his government are going to sue the New York Times because there was an article of this mass grape, I don't want to say the word, but mass, the G word, SA, I want to say just SA, against I think Palestinian prisoners or something. So the New York Times, Netanyahu and his government are the government of Israel is gonna sue the New York Times or something. I just seen that today, so because there's allegations of that.
Candidate who comes out here and says, maybe we want to do a split and tries to appeal to younger Republicans.
It really is interesting to see a majority of younger Republicans saying they're not confident in Netanyahu.
Exactly, and double the percentage for older Republicans.
So with a poll showing the president facing 70% disapproval on the economy, surely that same poll would show Democrats with a big advantage in the race for Congress.
You would think, but I think this poll serves as a big-time reality check for Democrats, and that is, it ain't over yet, especially with redistricting when we look ahead to the 2026 race for Congress. You would have thought that the Democrats' lead would expand on the generic congressional ballot. It didn't happen. Look, in March, Democrats were up by 6 points. Look at this now. Democrats are up by 3 points, and I want you to note the yellow lettering. No clear leader. It is within the margin of error. So despite all of the talk about Donald Trump's unpopularity, the fact is Republicans very much remain in the game when it comes to the congressional midterms, which are occurring in, 6 or 7 months at this point?
Yes, and don't call me Shirley. So a lead of 3 points in the generic ballot test here. Does that get the job done?
No, it might not actually get the job done. And I love any reference to airplane, I will say, and Leslie Nielsen. Look at this. Okay, take a look here. Democrats in the national House vote margin. According to my estimate, what they need for control with redistricting in terms of the national popular vote is somewhere of a win between 3 and 4 points. What's CNN's current poll with no clear leader? It's a 3-point advantage. If this were, in fact, the actual result come Election Day, the race for Congress, the race for the House, would be basically a toss-up, and that is why the redistricting efforts that have been happening are so important, because before the redistricting happened, Democrats essentially just needed to win the national House popular vote in order to win control of the House of Representatives. But now, with the redistricting, their ladder, they have to climb ever higher, and a 3-point win may very well not do it. This is well within the realm of possibilities. Could be Democrats take back the House. If Democrats outperform the CNN poll by a few points, they take it back, but they could underperform as well, and that would be big-time trouble. As I said at the start here, this game is most certainly not over. Republicans very much in the race for the House of Representatives. They're in that game.
All right, I was saying, the president's approval on the economy. The president is just 30%, 70% disapproval. Those or I think the worst numbers he has ever had. But if his numbers are so bad, then why aren't Democrats benefiting?
Yeah, that's exactly it, Johnny B. Look, we talk about, economic approval rating for the president. We talk about the net approval rating among registered voters. If we look among registered voters, the net approval rating, he's 36 points under. Where to go? There's no way Republicans could possibly hold on to the House. But look at this. Which party is trusted more in the economy? It's a tie among registered voters. Just because Donald Trump is unpopular doesn't make Democrats popular. And when you match Democrats against Republicans, all of a sudden it is a dead heat.
Oftentimes Republicans enjoy an advantage on the economy, though. So tide may not be great for them, but still a huge disparity there between these two numbers. All right, we're talking about Democrats' chances maybe not as big as they were a few weeks ago. What are the chances? A few weeks ago, I think we were saying Republicans, they could get blown out.
Yeah, exactly right. And that's, I think, the other thing. Even if Republicans don't hold on to Congress, look, the chance of a blowout, that has shrunk considerably. Look at the Couch prediction market. Chance that the GOP wins under 190. Why is that? Because just take a look at the chance that Democrats have to take back the House according to the Couch prediction markets. The evening that Virginia redistricting amendment passed, they had an 86% chance of taking back the House. That has fallen significantly, but it is still a majority chance. Look, it's about a 3 and 4 shot, 76%. Sometimes when I look at it, their current lead in the national House vote polls is 6 points. 2 points there.
Ways. It could be that the Democrats do even better than they're showing right now, but we just don't know the possibility.
Gosh darn good, right on the positive side of the ledger. They like the way Trump was dealing with China. But down he goes into the Red Sea.
Yeah, he's using how he treated China. Damn, 11 passed away from the, 11 cases, 18 Americans with the virus. Maybe one day I'll do just a pure video of like Israel. Yeah, this is the article. Yeah, this is.
Israel to sue New York Times over Palestinian prisoner rape allegations. By Ryan Mancini. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his country's foreign ministry said Thursday they will sue the New York Times, accusing the outlet of defamation after it published a column alleging that Israeli prison guards sexually abuse and assault imprisoned Palestinians. Today I instructed my legal advisors to consider the harshest legal action against the New York Times and columnist Nicholas Kristof. Netanyahu wrote on the social platform 10. They defamed the soldiers of Israel and perpetuated a blood libel about rape, trying to create a false symmetry between the genocidal terrorists of Hamas and Israel's valiant soldiers. The Prime Minister added that Israel will not be silent under his leadership and that the truth will prevail. The Foreign Ministry said in its own statement that the column showcased one of the most hideous and distorted lies ever published against the state of Israel in the modern press, which also received the backing of the newspaper. Kristof's column, titled The Silence That Meets the Rape of Palestinians, published Monday, chronicles accounts from 14 Palestinian men and women, including freelance journalist Sami Al-Sai, who said they were beaten by Israeli guards after they were detained, before they were sexually assaulted, in some cases repeatedly. There is no evidence that Israeli leaders order rapes, Kristof wrote, but in recent years they have built a security apparatus where sexual violence has become, as a United Nations report put it last year, one of Israel's standard operating procedures and a major element in the ill treatment of Palestinians. He cites several humanitarian organizations in his column, including Save the Children's 2025 survey that found more than half of the children detained by Israeli reported witnessing or experiencing sexual violence. 29% of 59 Palestinian journalists told the Committee to Protect Journalists, another resource Kristof relied on, that they endured some form of sexual violence. 3% said they were raped. The Israeli government rejects suggestions that it sexually abuses Palestinians, just as Hamas denied raping Israeli women, Kristof wrote. Israel welcomed a United Nations report documenting sexual assaults against Israeli women by Palestinians, but rejected the report's call to investigate Israeli assaults against Palestinians. Netanyahu has denounced baseless accusations of sexual violence made against Israel. Times spokesperson Charlie Stadlander had said in a statement on Tuesday that the paper consulted with independent experts to fact-check the column. He emphasized the piece's use of news reporting, independent research from human rights groups, surveys, and in one case, with UN testimony. Nicholas Kristof's deeply reported piece of opinion journalism starts with a proposition to readers. Whatever our views of the Middle East conflict, we should be able to unite in condemning rape, Stadlander said. He draws together on-the-record accounts and cites several analyses documenting practice of sexual violence and abuse.
I just seen why the U.S. Border Patrol guy. I just seen what happened with the U.S. Border Patrol guy. The Guardian just reported it. Yeah, it's because of they was paying off that he was paying prostitutes. Yeah, so he resigned. I was like, what the heck? Like, why did this happen? Like, I was like, oh, I seen this like less than an hour ago. The U.S. Border Patrol chief. Yeah, this is crazy. Yep. Whip. Whip bozo. Yep. I don't know. I don't know what the heck happened. I don't know. These people. There's always a new controversy. I was just seeing because I was like, I found it on Google. I was looking at something else and I was like, oh, why did like this guy resign? It's like, oh, I wanted to also mention that Cuba is starting to run out of diesel and fuel, and there's been a bunch of power outages in Cuba. Yeah. Oh, and there's been protests. Yeah, there's been protests. Yeah, protests and BBC. Yeah. Not that you listen to this. Yes, it doesn't let you listen to this. I guess I have to read it. Yeah, completely. Okay, Cuba has completely run out of diesel, fuel, and oil. The country's Energy Minister Vicente de la Rive has said in an interview with the state-run media, he said that there were limited amounts of gas available, but the Cuban energy system was in critical condition A state U.S.-led blockade of the oil to the country's squeezed supply. Scattered protests against the power cuts broke out in the capital of Havana. You hear the people there. We're discussing the upcoming World Cup as a group of world leaders. Scientists have warned people in this corner heat safety measures are inadequate to put players at risk of serious harm. China's President Xi Jinping has told a state banquet of Donald Trump that China and the United States should not be partners and rivals. The president held a 2-hour talk. The White House has issued no mention of Taiwan, one of the most sensitive issues. Earlier in the potential conflict over the island, we speak of the people of Taiwan and how they're feeling about the future. Yeah, there's been a bunch of blackouts, supposedly. Yeah. There's been a bunch of blackouts in Cuba. Yeah, just, I don't know what else we can even talk about. I guess just Trump going to China. He had talks with China, and oh yeah, and Elon Musk was there. Elon Musk was at the. Yeah, Elon Musk was in the. Yeah, I guess there's really nothing else to talk about. I don't know what else is there. Let me see if there's anything on MS Now or. Let me look at Fox News.
As President Trump is in China for his historic summit, Iran appears to seize a commercial ship off the coast of the UAE. That ship said to be now heading towards Iranian waters. Lucas Tomlinson is live in Dubai. He's got the latest on that for us. Hi, Lucas.
Good morning, Sandra. This comes one day after an Indian flagship was attacked off the coast of Oman. And this is while India is hosting Iran's foreign minister right now in New Delhi. Some say that's not being very hospitable. Now in this latest incident you just mentioned this morning, an attack on a ship.
Oh man, yeah, that's crazy.
38 nautical miles off the coast of here in the UAE. That ship now seen heading towards Iranian waters. Now, she was last seen moving to Iranian waters. I mentioned Iran commandeering the ship while President Trump is in Beijing. Another indication the strait remains closed. Help could be coming, though. In a White House statement following their meeting between President Trump and Secretary General Xi, China and the U.S. have agreed Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, and the Strait of Hormuz must be opened without ships paying a toll. Now, we've heard these pledges before. Remember 2015 in the Rose Garden? Xi, next to President Obama at the time, said he would not militarize the South China Sea. Now, before leaving for Beijing, President Trump said he didn't need China's help. Secretary of State Marco Rubio indicating to Sean Hannity aboard Air Force One, China should do more.
Of all the countries of the world, economies are melting down because of this crisis in the Straits. They're going to be buying less Chinese product, and the Chinese exports are going to drop precipitously. So it's in their interest to resolve this. We hope to convince them to play a more active role in getting Iran to walk away from what they're doing now and trying to do now in the Persian Gulf.
Now, this morning at a BRICS economic summit in New Delhi, Iran's foreign minister said the strait is open to commercial vessels only if they cooperate with the Iranian Navy. Iran's Revolutionary Guard say about 30 vessels crossed the Strait of Hormuz with Tehran's permission since Wednesday night. Now, one thing we are not hearing about in Beijing is anything about arms control agreements between the U.S. and China. Both clearly have large nuclear stockpiles. Perhaps they are working on some areas of cooperation. We did hear some threatening words from China about Taiwan. Sandra.
Lucas Tomlinson with an update there for us. Lucas, thank you. Bill?
So much of this is tied together, Sandra. Back here in Beijing, meanwhile, it is 9:36 in the evening. We're halfway through the summit. The conflict with Iran looming over President Trump's summit with the Chinese leader. Republican Congressman John Molinars, chairman of the Select Committee on China, is with me now. And sir, thank you for your time this evening. And good morning to you back there in the U.S.
And good evening to you,
Bill. Do you think we come out of this by
to China, and over half of China's oil comes from that strait. So I think they have a lot at stake, and I think we're making the right case for that. But Beijing needs to take action, not just say that they want more dialogue or they support peace. We need to see action.
Okay, here is President Xi in brief remarks when the summit really got underway. We heard the president in some flattering tones talking about how he's a great leader. And President Xi said the following. Watch here.
China and the United States both stand to gain from cooperation and lose from confrontation. We should be partners, not rivals. We should help each other succeed and prosper together and find the right way for major countries to get along well with each other in the new era.
Sir, what strikes me in that comment is the partners, not rivals act.
Yeah, now I know why this Border Patrol chief stepped down. That's freaking crazy. There was some allegations that he was paying Yep, no good. The heck, man, these people get the power and then they do, I don't know, they do things that, I don't know if I should watch Secular Talk.
All right, welcome to the show, everybody. Hope everybody out there.
Maybe I'll watch a Secular Talk video. The massive news went down. Nah, I'm not a huge fan of Secular Talk. I do like his videos, but let me watch Pondering the Bulwark.
Do you want to know what Rand Paul's son's handle is on Twitter? @TastyBrew1776. Sorry, I'm thinking of my drinking problem. @TastyBrew. I love the Constitution and I love beer.
Hello, everyone. This is JVL here with my best friends, Sarah Longwell and...
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch the Bull. Let me watch the Pondering Politics.
Subscribe and alert bells before you go. Which China is using Donald Trump's war in Iran to try to diminish the U.S.'s standing on the world stage. The confidential Pentagon report, which 2 U.S. officials relayed to the Washington Post, reveals how Beijing is exploiting the deeply unpopular Middle East conflict to its advantage on key issues such as diplomacy, its economy, and plotting potential future military endeavors. This includes portraying the U.S. as an increasingly weakened global power, forming stronger ties with other countries affected by the Strait of Hormuz crisis, and planning how the war may impact China's own future military operations. The leaked intel arrives at a particularly sensitive time, with Trump meeting for crunch talks with Chinese President Xi Jinping in Beijing, where hot-button issues such as Iran, trade, and Taiwan are taking center stage. Jacob Stokes, a senior fellow at the Center for New American Security, told the Post that the report indicated how Trump's war in Iran is, quote, massively improving China's geopolitical position at the expense of the United States. Quote, China has an opening to portray the United States as an aggressive, unilateralist power in decline because Washington cannot stop itself from getting embroiled in bloody and costly Middle East wars, Stokes said. The confidential U.S. intelligence analysis produced for Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman General Dan Kane by the Joint Staff Intelligence Directorate notes that China has been condemning the war in Iran in its public messaging. This includes describing how this now 10-week war, which was not authorized by the U.S. Congress, is, quote, illegal. The report highlights that China could take advantage of how the war is draining U.S. stockpiles of weapons and munitions at an alarming rate. This depletion could influence whether China follows through with its threat of invading Taiwan, the democratically governed island that Beijing claims as its own, knowing that the U.S. would be hindered in its response. Beijing has also used the conflict in Iran as an opportunity to study how the U.S. fights wars and prepare its own potential military operations. Elsewhere, the report states that China has been selling weapons to Gulf countries that have come under retaliatory attack from Iran since the war began on February 28th. China has also been helping countries around the world.
Yeah, I know. China's looking a lot, different now. I think I'm gonna end the stream soon. This is gonna be a short stream because I have to do things around my house, so this is gonna be a very short stream. Oh, 12 people have died. It seems like 12 people have passed away in Kyiv because of Russian attacks, and 45 people have been injured. 2 kids, one who was 12. One of the kids who was 12 4:30 p.m. local time of Kyiv. Oh, and 17 people missing. Yeah, 4 minutes. Yeah, it's because yeah, I saw that there was attacks today or yesterday, today or yesterday. Yeah, it seems like 12 people are dead. Yeah, it must have been drone attacks. No, it says missiles and missiles in hundreds. I think it said that 1,000 drones were like launched from Russia. Yeah, very sad. Yeah, 1,000 drones were attacked. Were shot from Russia. From Russia. Man, it seems like this Ukraine-Russia thing is never gonna... I don't know. It's funny because Trump said day one he was gonna end the war and Russia versus Ukraine, but it seems like it was not accurate. Oh, I wasn't even on my channel. My bad. I just realized I wasn't even looking at it. Yeah, so 12 people have passed away in the Ukraine Russia attack. Yeah, Ukraine hit with 1,500 drones in 2 days in a 48-hour period. Yeah, it says 1,560 drones. Yeah, 15 missiles, 15 missiles and 23 drones struck in 24 locations. Yeah, these 7 people. I saw another article said the Kyiv Independent said there was 12 people who have passed away. It says right here 6, but it's been updated to 12. And it says 14 people are missing. Yeah, 14 people are missing. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Keep on. I don't know. Just always Russia always being the. One day I want to actually talk about the Israel-Palestine. Maybe one day I'll make a video of Israel-Palestine and the Ukraine. Do like a research conflict video of Ukraine, Russia. Ooh, Russia. My bad. I can't be looking at Reddit. Sometimes yeah, not that nothing's wrong with Reddit, just maybe something might that might be like blood and gore. I don't want to be. I have to be careful about looking at stuff on Reddit. Yeah. Yep. How long has the war been going on? It's been going on since like 2022, no? Oh no, but I know there was escalations in 2014. I know like the Euromaidan protests left. Yeah, I know it was like because of the Euromaidan. Yeah, the Euromaidan protests. Yeah, I know it has something to do with yeah. Yeah, President Viktor Yanukovych. Is this the guy who fled to Russia? This is a guy who fled to Russia, no? It might have been him. Oh, I don't remember who. Was it someone else? I forgot. Maybe he was the president. I don't remember. I have to think about it because I freaking don't remember the freaking what. I don't remember what the heck happened in president. I don't know the whole story because there was a lot that happened. I know one of the officials he fled to Russia. One of the, like, he ran to Russia or he fled. I don't remember. I have to really look into this because I haven't looked into this Russia Russia-Ukraine conflict in years. I used to be really into it. Like I knew a lot about. I know about the the protests that were in Euromaidan in 2014. That's the whole reason it started with the Euromaidan protests. Yes. Yeah, I just don't. I think that's where it started when like there was like some kind of like Russian like propagandist who came to Russia and they were doing some kind of like I don't know, they were doing some stuff that I know exactly like what happened. I know one of the that's the thing, I just don't remember who, but one of the elected officials left like he fled to Russia. Because it was found out that he was yeah, because he was yeah, look, I just found it. So you're looking on Google, it says, yeah, 24, the annexation of Crimea. President Yanukovych, President Viktor Yanukovych, Russian forces seized the peninsula, which formerly acts as a dispute referendum. Oh yeah, and in the Donbass, it was a Donbass. Pro-Russian separatists supported by Russia seized the Donetsk and Yaskinik. Over 14,000 people were killed in the conflict between 2014 and 2021. Belarus and the IM are taking the Kyiv. What's Belarus? Is that? Oh, so Yankovic was the... Is he the guy who fled? He must have been the man who fled then. I know a little bit about the history of this guy because he Yeah, it seems like he has a warrant for his arrest. Yeah, a warrant. Yeah, and he's in exile in Russia, in Moscow, or in Russia, somewhere in Russia. I knew a little bit because I don't know how, like, I seen a history video of the Red Rush that I knew that he fled because he was like pro-Russia. He eventually got denounced by his own. He got denounced by his own political party. Yep. A little bit about the history. I don't know if I should even talk about the Israel-Palestine. Should I talk about the Israel-Palestine thing? Such a huge... Nah, I'm not gonna talk about the Israel-Palestine thing. It's such a huge, complicated history. It's too complicated. One day I would make a whole video talking about the... Right now I talked about a little bit about the Ukraine thing, but I don't want to talk about the... Maybe one day I'll talk about the Israel-Palestine, because that I would have to do a huge stream or whole video of it, like... Yep. But here, at least I talked about a little bit about the Russia-Ukraine thing, but yeah, just I'm gonna end the video. I'm gonna end the stream. Cheers, everyone. See you guys. I'm gonna go eat. See you. Yep. Maybe one of these days I'm gonna do like a research stream about Israel, because I know a lot. Like, I know a bit about Israel Palestine. Recently, like since the whole conflict happened, I kind of studied a little bit about what was happening in Palestine. Yeah, a little bit, but I don't know. One day maybe I'll just do a video of it. Yeah, I'm gonna end the review. I mean, not the review. I'm gonna end the video, the stream. Like and subscribe. I don't know. I guess just that. Like and subscribe. Nothing else. And is there anything else I should talk about? And yep, just that.